Welcome back to the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every day on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button, but also drop your comments into the episode and also share it across all your social media. This is your AC Milan versus Liverpool preview, the final game in the group stages of the Champions League, coming to you Tuesday night, 8 p.m. from the San Siro, that iconic stadium that may not be with us for much longer. This could be Liverpool's last trip to the San Siro. I was reading an article on it today. I couldn't believe that the go-ahead has been given to demolish it on the basis that it doesn't have cultural significance. And I'm thinking, football is such a fabric in Italian life and stuff like that. When you think about the iconic moments in football, both at a club level, at European level, at international level, when you think back through the Del Pieros and Baresi and Roberto Baggios, and then you think of all the amazing players that have played for both Milan sides, when you think of the Ruud Hullets and the Van Bastens and all these players and stuff like that. And then for them to come out and think that this absolute amazing stadium has no cultural significance. I couldn't believe what I was reading, and not just because I'm a football fan, because I think nearly everyone in Italy probably is a football fan. I mean, it's inbred into them, it's in the fabric of their society and stuff like that. I mean, now we know what these fans are all about, from the Lazios all the way up to the two Milan teams, and I just couldn't believe it that had no cultural significance. The one thing about this game, it's a weird one to try and preview this one, because for Liverpool, it's a kind of a free pass. But I dug deep more into the group as well, and I was thinking, is it a free pass, or could Klopp orchestrate something here a little bit? You know what I mean? So I was thinking, obviously Milan's fate is out of their hands, but it's a really, really important game for them. On one side, you have Liverpool, who could end up winning all their six group games. On the other hand, you have Milan, that if they win, and if Porto and Atletico were to draw somehow, Milan would go through. So it's a really, really important game for Milan. And I'm just sort of thinking, from a Liverpool point of view, normally we would change the side around because this is a free pass. And you know, we've topped the group already. Winning all six games doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But if it's an opportunity there to kind of I mean, we'd probably prefer Milan to stay in the competition and for Porto and Atletico to go out if you think about going into the latter stages. Um, so it's an interesting conundrum for Klopp, who I know doesn't really get political on these things, and it is still very, very early in the competition. But interesting stat there: no team has kept a clean sheet in the San Siro so far this season. So it's an interesting one, in terms of how they will match up. I mean, obviously Milan have to go for it; they have to win. But for Liverpool, it's hard to even try and pick a possible starting 11, really. Um, Klopp, no doubt, will ring the changes, but he'll still put out a team that's very, very competitive. And we even seen it when we started in the first group game, and I had the privilege of being in Anfield for that game. He rang the changes in that group as well. But we do know Milan is not the Milan powerhouse of old. We know that they're going through a process and stuff like that. They do have some really gifted players. The boy Kessie in midfield. I know Darren has spoke about him a number of times in our Champions League preview, which will be dropping tomorrow. So look out for that on the network as well. You'll get your full Champions League preview and what the permutations are and stuff like that. We'll be looking at that with Darren. But expected in this game, it's going to be Milan have to go for it. So does that play into Liverpool's hands, or will Stefano Pioli, will he be will he be cautious and try to maybe feel out the game, see who Liverpool put out, um try and be a little bit more cautious, but play within himself, don't give anything away too early. In recent times, we've been really good at getting goals on the scoreboard early in games and stuff like that. That's not where Milan probably want to be. So you never know. They may keep it tight. They are missing some key players, and we'll get into that in a few minutes with injuries and suspensions or whatever it is. But looking at the form guide at the moment, AC Milan in the Champions League. Now, when you think about this and you read this, this will tell you how dominant Liverpool was in the group. Milan's form in the Champions League, 5 games, started out 3 losses, a draw, and a win. Yet they're still in the shake-up. that normally would be enough to put you well out of the group at this stage. Liverpool, of course, we know 5 Ws, 5 wins, some brilliant football at times. It's just at times mouth-watering, and some tough battles against Atletico as well in that group as well. And this was supposed to be the toughest group in the Champions League without a shadow of a doubt. We had drawn three really, really good teams. There was no one was regarded as a whipping boy. I mean, like the softer of the teams regarded was probably Milan. And you're talking about AC Milan as one of the softer teams, but I don't think so, you know. In terms of injuries, if you look at Milan, they're missing Giroud, Rebic, Pellegrini, Castillo, Calabria, and Kjaer are all missing, and they're big players for them and stuff like that. You know, I mean, obviously Olivier Giroud we know well from the Premier League, but always a great player to have on your bench and to bring on in case you need that guy to change up the game a little bit for about 20 minutes at the end. And he's always good for a goal on these big occasions, you know. And for Liverpool, Keita and Gomez are back in training. The game, they may not risk them for this game. They may be available, they may not, but I don't think they're going to risk them, especially with we know the games that are coming up in this heavy Christmas period that's coming in fixtures. Firmino still out. Jones obviously still nursing the eye. Still don't think he's had the go ahead yet. Harvey, of course, on the mend on the road back, which is brilliant. And unfortunately, a man who I'm sure would have been on the team sheet for the Milan game, James Milner, is suspended. So unfortunately, we can't use him. So if you look at the possible starting lineups for Milan, we have Magnana, Kalulu, Tomori, Romagnoli, Hernandez, Kessie, Tonali, Salamakers, Diaz, Leo, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Looks like he's going to be the lone striker up front there, based on the injuries on the players that they're missing. For Liverpool starting 11, possibly we're looking at Alisson, Neco Williams. Here's a boy who I want to have a look at. I mean, there's all been this talk about Wales. He's been playing brilliant for Wales. Let's put him in here, see what we can do. He has come on a couple of times as a sub for Liverpool, and he's put some tantalising balls into the box. So I want to see Neco have a game tomorrow night. Be absolutely brilliant. Konate, Van Dijk. I don't know. Is he going to play Van Dijk? I don't know. But Konate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, I think goes in there. Robbo, of course, has been brilliant. But against Wolves, again, he just looked a little bit slightly off. Tyler Morton go in there, absolutely, with Henderson, Ox, Salah, Origi, and Minamino. Taki, hopefully, in the side. I want to see Taki play at the San Siro. But this is a brilliant occasion for Liverpool as well, because there's no pressure on us, so we can play with a bit of freedom. We may play a part in how the group ends up in terms of that final position. But we can just play within ourselves and just, you know, go out there, express ourselves, enjoy ourselves. A couple of players getting some European experience as well, which is absolutely fabulous, especially for the boy Morton, which would be brilliant. I want to see Divock in there again as well. Like, absolutely, you know, love it. Like, you know what I mean? And in fairness, he should have had a couple of goals against AC Milan in the first game of the group stage. In terms of a prediction, after all that talk, I think it's going to end up a draw, and I think it's going to be 2-2. But again, drop down there into the comments, give your prediction for the game as well. Let us know how you think it's going to go. Ideally, I'd probably like to see Liverpool win and win all 6 games. I'm not sure if that's been done. I'm not sure has that been done in the history of the competition. I actually must look that up. I should have looked it up today. But I wonder, has there been a team that has won all its 6 group games? But we'll remain to see. But listen, enjoy it. We can enjoy it. We can sit back. There's no pressure on us at all. And it'd be nice to see some of those players and how they play. Really looking forward to seeing Neco Williams if he gets picked. But until next time, this has been your preview. AC Milan versus Liverpool, the San Siro, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. These boys are getting reacquainted again, and we will see. This could be our last time seeing this amazing stadium. Till next time, Dynamo Podcast Network on YouTube, Spotify for audio versions of the show. Come on, you red men, let's do this.